Good day, global crypto enthusiasts. This is 88 Fantastic coming to you live Saturday, September 7th, 2019. Thank you for taking time out of your weekend to come listen to this guy jibber jabber on some cryptocurrency. Here we go today. We've got Bitcoin sitting at 10,527 with a day low of 10,250. Day high of 10,925. Must have been really late last night because since I've been up, there we at, right there. Sitting in that 10,004, 10,005 mark pretty much most of the day. Anyways, got a couple of cool articles for you guys. We're going to try and keep it positive Bitcoin today. Show you guys some things on some masternodes, some staking. We're going to look at the top 100 Bitcoin wallets and show you guys some really cool stats there. And let's get into our market because we just want to get into this and try and keep this as brief as possible. Our week review. So this week we've seen the market's basically at 248, get back up to 268. So we've gone back and forth 20 billion over the week, and we've gained from 248 to 268. That's where it's been sitting pretty much in the last 24 hours. Daily trading volumes have been fighting between 55 and 56. Bitcoin dominance has been between 70.1 to 71% overall. We're also going to talk about that in one of our articles here in a couple of minutes. So with the 20 billion that came into the market in the last 7 days, we've been spending time on our videos to see who's actually had any green. And today it's actually a really mixed bag. So we're just going to do the top 100 and we'll look at their 7 days and see who's really stood out. Anybody that's in the double digits back and forth. Monero gained 16% over the week, but still sitting at $78. Again, not a big fan of privacy coins, but Monero, I mean, tech-wise, team-wise, really, really super solid. Should definitely be over that $100 mark, and we'll just keep going. We'll look for double digits right now. We'll just do the top 100 so we can get onto some of these articles for you guys. Some really cool numbers to show you. Augur 36% on the week. Algorand at minus 11% on the week. Lambda minus 15 on the week. Bytecoin minus 11. Made Safecoin gained 16. Komodo gained 10. Energy Coin minus 22 on the week. Ouch. Engine Coin plus 22%. Wink minus 14%. And now as we get rounding out our top 100, Nexo gains 27% on the week. XMAX, the big gainer of the week, at 113% gain. What else we got here? Walton Chain at minus 11. Zcoin at minus 11. And getting near that top 100 finally. Ren at minus 22. Solve at minus 11. Dragon Coins at minus 35%. Oh, throwing Chili's at the 101 spot with a 112% gain. Wow. Anyways, we're going to get out of those two because we wanted to get into some really cool stuff. We'll keep a live price of Bitcoin going for you in the corner here. So let's start off with our top 100 Bitcoin wallets. Okay, and we're just going to show you guys the top 100 here. Once every couple of months, I like to show this here because it just, for new people, they're not sure about this. You can come over to bitinfocharts.com, pull up a few other ones as well. But what we're looking for here, the key indicator for me to show you this, okay, is the number of outs. How many times has this wallet sent something out, okay? In this corner here, you can see the actual addresses. It'll tell you who owns what. Where there's no name, obviously private. And this is where it gets really cool. Okay, so the first in is the first time this wallet ever had Bitcoin put into it. The last time it had Bitcoin put into it recently. How many times? How many times is it sent out? And it's last out. Number of outs is the most important one here. So now we're looking for the ones with no names, okay? So you got these three in the 5th, 6th, and 7th spot. Look at this guy. Literally just bought their first Bitcoin a couple of days ago. And in the last 3 days, they have bought Bitcoin 20 times, and in those 20 purchases, they have bought 94,500 Bitcoin. Okay, crazy. Okay, so the cool ones here, look at this one here, wallet number 7. They bought in March of 2011. They continue to buy, and they have bought Bitcoin a total of 298 times. They have never sent anything out. Okay, so the point of this particular discussion is the number of outs with the percentage and number of Bitcoin. Wallets that have bought Bitcoin forever but never sent it out. So as we scroll down and went through the top 100, only the top 100, and there's probably, what did they say, about approximately 45 million to 50 million Bitcoin with $1 or more in it right now. So this is just a top 100, and the top 100 is responsible for 7% of the total Bitcoin, and it's being held. Not only is it being held, it's never ever been sent out. So the thing I love about this is when you see wallets all the way back to 2011 and they're still buying right now, ask yourself this, okay? 7% right now equals to between 14 and 15 billion dollars. These wallets have seen Bitcoin basically at 2 cents, $1, $100, $1,000, all the way up to 20,000, back down to 3,000, back up to 14,000, back down to 9,200, where we sit today at 10,500, and they've never sent out a Bitcoin to sell. For me, if that is not the most bullish long-term reason to stay in this market and be a part of like the Trace Mayer last holder of resort, that's me as well, right? I'm that guy as well. My price point on Bitcoin before I even think about selling any of my BTC is $100,000, and I still really firmly believe we will get there. Not obviously not this year, but late approaching New Year's Eve of next year. That's always been my personal guess. So that's why I'm a Bitcoin holder. That's why I got into the space. When you see guys, like I said, follow a guy like Max Kaiser on the Kaiser Report when he's been telling you to buy Bitcoin at basically $1, right? So let's get into our 3 articles here. We're going to talk about Bitcoin in 2 different ways, and then we're going to show you masternodes. And you know what? Let's do the masternodes right now. Get that out of here. Okay, news site for me over here is the American Crypto Association.com page. Absolutely awesome place to come and get all the news that you want. And they're going to show you something here that we've talked about in the past, and that's investing, staking, which is passive as well. So the biggest reason I absolutely hate the Facebook Libra coin is because in cryptocurrency, to me, it should be open, everything. Sharing, ledger, whatever it is, it should be open. If you need to hide something, you really, I don't get that part of it. Why people need to hide anything? Everything should be open. Anyways, there's your explanation of masternodes. So if you want to come and read that, you're not really quite sure what it is, come check this out. I just wanted to show you why I really hate the Facebook project itself. So again, over here, the name of the coin, today's, or a price from earlier this morning, wherever it was. How many of these coins would you actually have to own in order to have your very own masternode? So to generate income, to generate income, get voting rights, et cetera, et cetera. So what Facebook did is they took it and they gave it to their buddies, all of their business partners, the people who are already beyond wealthy, don't need their great grandchildren don't need $1. That's how wealthy these companies are, and they give them masternodes. Whereas in the cryptocurrency world, you can come to any of these coins over here and you can buy your own and get in, be a part of the ownership, or not in the coin, but as a masternode owner, and collect your worth. So we'll use Dash we're going to use 2 examples here. We use Dash as the first example. So currently, if Dash was sitting at basically at $103, you would have to own 1,000 Dash, which would cost you basically $104,000 to own a masternode. Totally expensive, right? But don't forget, go back to 2017, early 2018, when Dash was in that $1,200 to $1,500 range, and I personally witnessed watching people spending $750,000 USD to buy Dash nodes. Crazy, right? So there's your annual, your expected return on investment. How many nodes are actually currently running. And I'm actually going to pump up one of the coins that I personally own. It's getting crushed right now. But you know what? The team is amazing. The project is amazing. And when I can find it on here, where are you, baby? It's Smart Cash. Working in South America right now, doing some serious work in Mexico, just not getting any market love right now. It's something I would definitely tell people to go and check out. But you would have to own 100,000 Smart at a price of 5/100ths of a penny, and a masternode would cost you $534 with an ROI of 21%. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do your own research, do your own diligence. Just saying, for me personally, I do own some of it, not a whole bunch, but enough to sort of make me happy. But anyways, it's one of those teams. I mean, these guys, they didn't even pay themselves for 3-4 months during the down seasons where 1,800 other cryptos actually crashed and burnt the market. So again, here's a list of the vast majority of masternodes you can own and get into. So the other one we wanted to show you guys was staking. And all staking is just basically keeping it in a wallet and not transacting out of the wallet type of thing. So, and you can gain some nice little lucrative cryptos to invest in, right? Dash 8 to 10%, Nulls 15%, Pivx 2.5%, Redcoin 5. For me, a big chunk of my personal portfolio is Neo. 5% annually with gas, right? So just different ways that you can earn not only by just investing as well, right? So let's get into our two articles over here. Let's start off with BTC dominance right here over at cryptoslate.com. Bitcoin dominance is on the rise, but could soon retrace. Okay, I got a little bit of back and forth with this article. For me personally, if you're new to the channel, we've always talked about as you can see, since its release, January 9th, 2009, all the way to October of 2017. So from 09 to 2017, that's not a market. That's not a market. I don't care what anybody says. You can come out and argue with me all you want, and I'm going to go out here and say from 2009, until October of 2017, I'm going to say 90% of the cryptocurrency market were little kids. 90% of everybody that was playing in the crypto market because the world had no idea what a Bitcoin was, and little kids are trading it for Pokemon cards and buying pizza and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You've heard all of the stories, and they're all true. And the other 10% are the guys like a Max Kaiser, a Trace Mayer, an Andreas, guys like that have been, Eric Voorhees, guys that supported Bitcoin literally since day one. That's that little bit of a 10%. The other 90%, and don't forget, out of that 100%, we're only talking a few thousand people. From 09 to October of 2017, only a few thousand people. Few thousand people. Argue me differently. And then in October of 2017, that's when we started to see a little bit of a ramp up come in, and now we're seeing. So when I see the articles talking from 2009 up to 2017 and up today, I'm producing numbers like 90%, 93%. That's where you have to do, as the viewer, do your research and go back and see what these guys are talking about, because I've done that already for you guys. And to compare any numbers in those time ranges is just, they should be taken with more than a grain of salt. So what we've said, the whole reason for Bitcoin's dominance is, and I'm going to challenge you, the viewer, to come out and find anybody else in social media that has told you the same thing that I'm going to tell you right now, that I've been telling you for the last couple of months. And the reason Bitcoin's dominance has been rising for months now is because in round one, which was October of 2017 up until April 1st, 2018, the round one of dummies, the terrible people that just bought into every bit of information that they could find, they've been cycled out. Those people left the market and have never returned, and they left in April and May of June of 2018. And that's why we talk about smart money entered the market in April of 2018. And before that, it was a joke of a market. It was just pure speculation. That's all it was a couple of thousand smart people taking advantage of all of the hundreds of thousands of new dummies that came into the market and bought anything that said white paper on it. That's the honest to God truth. Argue me differently. Then from April of 2018, when I said smart money entered this market, and smart money is that guy who knows that every one of you people is relying on a chart. And that's what this one over here is, over at decrypt.co, not .com, .co, and it's the art of wrongfully predicting TNA. So again, from April of 2018 until right now, that's when smart money came in, and that's when I said the game changed. So from 09 until April 1st of 2018, to me, wasn't even a market. It was just a handful of people taking advantage of a lot of really irresponsible investors is probably the kindest way to put it, right? So let's just go down to this article because I don't want to hammer it. I'm just talking crazy here. But anyways, that is my challenge. Is for anybody to come out and find that for me. The reason Bitcoin's dominance continues to rise is that the round one dummies is now out, and the round two that we've always talked about this year, especially, was the toxic people in Reddit, in Telegram, on Twitter, all of the all-knowing. My chart is better than yours. My chart says this. You know nothing. You don't see very much of that now in the last 3 months now. I bitched about it for about 6 months, and in the last 3 months, I think I've gotten exactly what I've asked for, is the round two of dummies, which is the toxic element of the all-knowing people. The vast majority of those people have been bounced because we're not seeing that much anymore. We're actually seeing people in the last 6-7 weeks right now in Reddit and Telegram coming in and actually showing kindness and showing people a helping hand, rather than telling them the first answer to somebody's question is you're a twat, you're an idiot. We're not seeing as much as that anymore. So this article here, I got 2 paragraphs for you guys here. And I'm still, where am I going here? Right here. These two paragraphs right here. And I've always said about technical analysis, again, treat me with a grain of salt, because I really enjoy that aspect of the trading with it. But it's like a stat line, a statistic stat line from a completed sports game. It's something that's been finished. So compare a sports stat line to an order block. Both have been completed, therefore they go into a chart, right? So what it does is it gives you a general sense of what's been happening, and it's a possible indication of what's might happening. But in the words of the great Chris Berman, the greatest sports announcer of all time, that's why you play the game. That's why you wake up every day to play the game. Because if everything on paper was 100% accurate, there'd always be one winner. That's it. That's why you got to take a chart along with a stat line if you're a sports gambler, and it's only a possible indicator. It's like walking into the bloody casino and you're watching roulette and it's hit red 8 times in a row, and then you take out your stack and you bet black, and then when it hits red for that 9th time in a row, and you go, wow, the numbers showed. That's what the TNA guys do, and their excuse is, well, we weren't expecting it to blow through that level. Okay. Again, your charts aren't telling you the futures contracts. It's not taking anything. It's not taking global turmoil. None of it. It's only a possible indicator. And if you actually teach yourself how to read order books and the order blocks, you'd be much better off without the TNA right now. Okay, but here's the 2 paragraphs here. But it's often the case that this kind of stuff is pure nonsense, and that analysts are simply wishing price movements into existence. Exactly what's happening. On the eve of Bitcoin's plummet last November, for instance, as an example, CCN revealed that a falling wedge pattern indicated an interim breakout scenario in Bitcoin's price. That is, the number would go up. But the falling wedge indicated no such thing. Bitcoin dropped nearly $1,000 in just over 24 hours. Meanwhile, mainstream site CNBC makes such reliably wrong predictions that it's been hailed as a powerful counter indicator. 95% of the time, the site manages to predict the exact opposite of what eventually happens. And that's exactly what I have said for so long. Go back, watch a movie like the 2008 crisis, The Big Short, and it's where the guy walks into the office for the first time to go visit one of his trading buddies. He's like, oh, show me what you're doing there. And buddy's like, well, we're watching the charts, and when it hits this part right here, this is where they're going to buy or sell, whatever they were going to do. And he's like, that's how you decide what you're going to do. And they're like, yeah, everybody in Wall Street does it. Okay, the guy that walked into the room, that's called smart money. The guys that are at that time are trading Wall Street and doing all of the TNA, that's all of the toxic people that keep telling everybody what they know, and then wham, that's when we have talked about on this channel, and that's when you see the coordinated attacks, the heavy dumps, and so on, right? So sorry for rambling so much. Again, this is mainly for the new guys in the market. The pitfalls to watch out for. You can't just read one little article and trust it. You got to dive in and even go further backwards, because as we see, like I've bitched about for so long, when the numbers don't jive, that's when you better start looking into it and really, really start taking a dive into it, because it's you or your wife or your family. You guys are working in order to invest to try and make a better choice for you and yours down the road. And if you're going to listen to the YouTube guys and the Twitter guys and the Reddit, you should be asking questions rather than telling people. And when you're asking questions, double check yourself, triple check yourself. What I find very helpful as well is having a second voice, maybe not in the house, but maybe a friend or a relative, somebody that knows the market or opposes the market, which is even better, I should say, and have some debates and some arguments about stuff, and maybe it'll make you learn some more research on top of that. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, come out. My challenge today was find anybody else in any social media platform whatsoever that's been saying the same thing that I do, and the 100% reason Bitcoin's dominance is still where it is, and the possibility of it ramping up even higher is because the new people in the space just don't know anything else except for Bitcoin, which is cool by me, to be honest with you. But still, that's why you don't see so much of everything else going the way the market did in 17 and 18, because everything, Bitcoin was actually looked at originally like kind of the ugly kid in the corner, right? And all these new projects were coming out, and they're going to crush. This is taking over Bitcoin, and this one's going to take over Bitcoin. And every one of the 2,000, now we've got 2,651 cryptos, and they're going to do this. And now, after a couple of years, the world knows nobody can do it. Bitcoin is Skynet, really, is another way of putting it, right? So when all of those people who thought their project or their investment was going to be the next Bitcoin or better than Bitcoin, and now they're all cycled out and they're never going to be coming back, and now that we're losing some of the toxic element, everything should really start to turn around here in the next few days to the next week or so, and the market should really start to pick up now. So that's all we got for you guys. Again, put out the challenge. Come check it out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for joining me. This is 88, showing you how to take a bite out of the cryptocurrency market. Take care, y'all.